Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to City Skylines Mass Transit. I certainly hope you're having a wonderful day, because I'm certainly excited to be back here in the beautiful city of Nerdshire, where things, as always, are going pretty darn well. We're very close to $5 million in total, very close to 70,000 citizens, and today I would like to go ahead and improve some infrastructure. I'd like to go ahead and see if we can maybe make things a little bit better here in the city by perhaps going ahead and changing up some of the public transport stuff that we got going on. Also, might be a really good idea to go and actually zone that area and that area as well as that one, I guess, and maybe these ones here as well, just because they weren't zoned already. So that'll get us a little bit, just a little bit more zoning into those spaces, which will hopefully do some good stuff for us. But what I'm thinking is that a lot of the bus lines we have go back quite far. A lot of the bus lines have existed for a very long time and don't extend into a lot of the new areas. And that's a bit of a problem, because some of the roads have been updated since we built the bus lines, and what's more, I mean, people are mostly using the monorails anyway. So what I want to do is I want to go in and I want to delete every single bus line that we have, including the airport lines. Every single bus line is going to go. Every bus is going to go back to the depot. And what we're going to do is we're going to start up here at the airport, and we are going to have a bus line that goes from there and runs all the way into the city and is going to go to this central station here. All right, so that is going to be a way to get to the airport if you need to do so. And we're going to just stick with the one bus line for the time being, because I don't know that we desperately need two of them. We're also having some issues with some of the boat lines over here. I want to go ahead and fix that really quickly. So we just need to run that to there, and we also need to connect you up as well. And that should fix some of the problems that we were having, I think. If we just go ahead and drag you, there we go. So that's working again, which is absolutely beautiful, and we don't really need to worry about that anymore. So we're going to have that one bus line that goes back and forth between the airport. I think that's going to be really important. What I want to do is change that up. It's not going to be white buses anymore. It's going to be a very, very blue... Actually, no. It's not. It is going to be a red bus. The one that goes back and forth to the airport, going to be a red bus. But then what I want to do is I also want a bus line that is going to take people from this central point all the way out to this industrial zone. Because this is still our primary industrial zone. So I want people to come in here, and I want them to be able to get off there. I want them to be able to get off over there. I want them to be able to get off, say, over there as well. And I'd like them to have a stop down this way as well. And that's actually more of an office area. Perhaps it'll be up there instead. And then what I want to do is I think I will take it up through this other... Actually, you know what? I'm not going to take it up through that other industrial zone. So that's going to connect to there, and what we're going to do is we're going to change that line to be sort of a yellow color. Sort of a golden yellow color. This third bus line is going to be going into this industrial area all the way over here. And it is going to be a much shorter line, since it doesn't need to be enormous or anything like that. So it's going to come in like this. It is then just going to come straight back. So that's going to be a couple of connections to those two industrial areas on that side of town. And we'll sort of go for that golden yellow color once again. Slightly more golden that time, but we'll not worry about it. And we're going to do one more bus line that goes to an industrial area. That's going to be the one that takes people up into this space here. And really, that is just going to need two stops, one there, and that's going to go straight back to the center of the city. Now, this area here is going to be super, super busy, but I'm hoping that if we can coordinate our buses and have them sort of surround the monorail system and be built off of the monorail system, it's going to make both systems that little bit better. So we have a bus line that goes out to the airport, and we have bus lines that go to each and every one of the industrial zones that we have in the city. I think that is going to be super useful. What we're going to need to do at this point, though, is go ahead and start working out districts. Because what I want to do is I want to have bus lines that go and serve individual districts, much in the way that I've used metro lines before. And don't worry, eventually we will probably get some metro lines in here. These bus lines at some point will probably get tweaked to sort of go around and into districts as opposed to back and forth. You'll see what I mean. There's really not much point in me trying to explain this because I'm sort of making it up as I go along and sort of basing it on stuff I've done before. So you're just going to have to kind of have a little bit of faith that this is actually going to work, because that's all I'm running on. I am just running on faith that this might work and it might not go badly. So we're certainly going to find out. Anyway, we'll run this district into all this space. I'm actually going to just neaten this up a little bit once we get it done. So we'll go ahead and do all of that right there. We'll actually just bring this. We'll bring this. No, we'll not go much further than that. That's about as far as it's going to go there. So that should be fine. We'll take it off of this avenue across here. We'll take it off of the highway. And we'll try and just fill that a little bit in. And I guess at this point, we need to neaten it up along the key there. Was it this? No, it wasn't this series. On a live stream, I brought up the topic of people claiming that I mispronounce key. I believe it's Q-U-A-Y. People insist it's not pronounced that way. People say it's pronounced Quay or Quee. It isn't. All right. It's not. It's pronounced the same way you would pronounce K-E-Y. It is a key. That is the correct pronunciation of the word. Just throwing that out there. It's not wrong the way I pronounce it. That is correct. I come from a family of people that have been in boats for a long time. Really long time. A lot of maritime stuff in my family. It is Key. It is pronounced Key. There is a village on the south coast of Ireland called Kilmore Key. I can assure you, it is not Kilmore Quay. All right, I'm just throwing that out there. All right, just stop it with the whole "you're pronouncing it wrong" thing, because I guarantee you, I most certainly am not. Anyway, with that little tangent out of the way, that is actually going to be quite a big district there, but I'm not too worried about that. I think that'll be totally fine to have a nice big district along there. Because, you know, why not? Why not just have a nice big district along the edge of the city there? We'll just neaten up a little bit on those sections. Neaten it up a little bit on those bits too, because that could cause some issues with people actually getting off of the highway if I do the old town policy there, which I probably will. Neaten it up a little bit there. Honestly, this bit here is really the only bit I urgently want to neaten up. So something just sort of like that, and maybe bring this a little bit out slightly. I think that's kind of okay. Franklin Square, the least square district that we currently have. Beautiful. Right. So what I think I'm going to do is, for things like Washington Square and Sterling Hills, all I really want to do is, I think, have a bus line that sort of goes back and forth between some of these districts. I like the idea of linking them together. So if we had a bus that went from Birdsong to Mill, Mill to Spruce, Spruce to Franklin, Franklin to Sheffield, Sheffield to Washington, Sterling, Hemlock, etc., etc., we could basically create a system where you can go the whole way around the city. You're just going to be transferring bus to bus to bus, and yeah, that's a bit of a pain in the butt, but I think we could make that work. Alternatively, what we do is something I've done before, which is we set up something in the vein of metro lines, where we just have buses that go around each district. Also going to get rid of that one there. We have buses that go around each district, and some of the stops are going to be opposite the buses for another district. So in the case of Washington Square and Sterling Hills, we would have a bus that sort of goes around here, has a stop here, and then a bus that goes, you know, around here has a stop there. So people that want to go from Washington to Sterling would cross at that point, transfer, and go to Sterling. So for example, if they wanted to go to Franklin, we could have the buses sort of meet there, for example. That could work. It's a bit of a pain, but I think that's what we're going to try and go for. So we'll begin here, and we'll come in like so, and we'll sort of go around Sheffield Park where possible. I believe Sheffield Park goes down about this far. So we'll have it go to there. We'll actually have it come in a little bit. We'll have it slightly come into Sheffield Park. We will have it come out slightly, then up to, say, there, and to there. And now what we can do is, well, actually move this stop out for a second. So if we move that stop to there, what we can do is we can start a new line here. And this line's going to come in. It's going to go to, say, that point. Actually, no, I don't want these ones to go there. I want this one to come in and go down like this, down to about there, and then across this way. So this one's going to go around Washington Square. It is going to come up. It's going to go to there and that point. And what we've done is we've made a point here where you can transfer from Washington Square onto the Sheffield Park line, which is why I moved this stop, because I wanted to be able to do the same thing with the Sterling Hills line. Do you see what I'm doing? You create these loops, you create this whole system where you can transfer from district to district to district to district, and you just keep transferring. There's going to be multiple transfer points along here, and that's actually kind of okay. Not really a big deal. There we go. So a few bus lines going around Sterling, Washington, and Sheffield there. That'll hopefully do some good for us. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to let the game run for a bit whilst those bus lines get populated with, well, buses. And also while we wait on all of the buses returning to the various depots, because there's going to be a lot of buses heading out. There's going to be a lot coming back. Traffic is probably going to be a bit of a nightmare for a while because the population... all the Sims are going to be saying, hey, the buses don't exist anymore. Let's do something about this. So yeah, it's going to be a little while. The population is 72,000 though. 75,000, I believe we get the Megalopolis unlock and the final tile, which is beautiful. But in the meantime, let's go ahead and just look at the buses, because I want to make all of these lines a little bit more blue than the default one, so I can always tell which bus line I'm dealing with. And I guess while we're also waiting, I want to go ahead and set this industrial area over here as its own district, because it isn't currently that, and it would make it a heck of a lot easier if I could start naming my bus lines. Even just like the red one, name it, you know, airport line name, the yellow ones to represent, you know, whatever industrial area they're going to. It would just make my life a heck of a lot easier if I could immediately look at a bus line and go, yep, I know where that's going, no problem. So this is going to come out to here. I'll tell you what I'm actually going to do. I'm going to bring it off of there and sort of bring it around. We'll neaten this whole district up a little bit once I figure out exactly where it's going to go, because it's going to be an odd shape just looking at it here. It's going to be a very, very odd shape indeed. So bring it across like this. Just nice and easy does it. Bring this across to here a little bit and bring this down. All right. Definitely an odd shape thus far, but we will neaten that up, like I said. So all of this gets filled up real nicely. Just like so. There we go. This little bit... Oh, that's a different district. We don't want that. This little bit in here is going to be filled up as well, and that is now all Holly Park, which is totally fine by me. That's going to come up to there. That's going to come down like so. And we'll try and fill in some of the gaps as well, even though a lot of this area will probably be surrounded at some point. It's going to be a good idea to just make sure we know what we're dealing with in terms of the district. So neaten all of this up. Take it off of that road. Just like so. Even just back to sort of there. And then what we need to do is take it off of this avenue and this road. Not even that road. It actually needs to go one further. So it needs to go off of that road as well. And that right there is the border of the industrial zone. There are a few office buildings in there. In fact, what we could even do is come up this far here. cut across like that, and that is our industrial zone. So that is Holly Park. All right, fair enough. Let's get some of these bus lines named then. So bus line 2 is gonna be Holly Park Industrial Line. And that's fine. I don't know why I keep pausing when I do this. Bus line 3 is the Daffodil Square line. So D-A-F-F-O-D-I-L Square line. That's fine. And then bus line 4 is going to... I don't know what we're going to call this. This isn't technically a district yet, so we're going to have to get that sorted. And I know that a lot of people are wondering why I haven't named the tourism island just yet. That's basically because I have yet to go through the comments on the episode where I asked for name suggestions. That episode has gone out since I asked. I have had every opportunity to look at it. I've just been busy and also lazy, so... You know, that's life. I'm just being honest. It's better than me saying, oh, I've been swamped with work 24/7. No, I've just been lazy, mostly. We'll get to that eventually. There were some interesting name suggestions, such as Island Tourism Island. Of course, a reference to the classic Park Industrial Park, which, if you don't know what Park Industrial Park is, then go ahead and ask in the comments. I'm sure someone will let you know what that is. But that's an old reference to an older Cities Skylines series here on the channel. It's a reference that I've actually considered turning into a t-shirt several times. I've just never got around to it, and I might still do that someday. Turn it into, get us a Park Industrial Park t-shirt. It's just a bit of a dated reference, you know? It goes back a little bit. I feel like it's a little bit late to finally get the t-shirt, but we'll see. Spring Hills is going to be the name of that district. So that is going to be the Spring Hills line. There we go. And then that's going to be Airport line. All right, so that's going to let me know what everything is around there. A lot of people waiting for buses there. A lot of people actually getting in cars. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to move this stop back because I think people prefer to get in cars up here. So if we have the buses sort of stopping back here... Oh my god, that's so many people. That might do some good for us. We'll certainly see either way. Having a look in here, a lot of people currently wanting to catch a bus. A lot of people going to the industrial area. A lot of people using this as well. Good lord, 942 passengers served. Oh wow. Good lord, that's a lot of people as well. Oh my. All right, yeah, traffic in the middle of the city is busy, is the word we'll use here. Definitely busy. So let's see then, what else can we do in terms of bus lines? Well, I think a bus going around Hemlock Park could be a bit of an idea. Hemlock Park being this entire lower area, actually, which is pretty cool. Tell you what I'm also going to do. I'm going to go ahead and just do this, because Hemlock Park does have an old town policy, and what I realize is traffic coming this way can't actually go down there to turn right if they were going into the Pleasant District, because technically this little intersection was in that old town policy. So that should hopefully help traffic there. We'll do the same on this bit as well, because technically traffic wouldn't have been able to go into Washington Square. Actually, it would have, because that was all highway that was selected. But we just need to make sure that... I just want to double check and make sure that my districts aren't overextending a little bit there and causing some more traffic issues than they're worth. So that should be everything neatened up a little bit. This road here is still as busy as ever, but we'll not worry too much about that. Let me go ahead and get this bus line for Hemlock Park. And by the way, in case you haven't already noticed, this is going to be a very public transport heavy episode of Cities Skylines. I don't know if we'll be doing much else other than public transport. And I know that's not for everybody. I usually like to try and let everyone know at the beginning of the episode, but I wasn't certain if we were going to go all in on public transport, but apparently that is what we're doing here. I don't know, I like to do this every now and then. I like, from time to time, sitting down and just working on public transport to see if we can make it a little bit more efficient, tidy up some of the older lines. Some people do complain from time to time. People are like, yo, it's boring, it's this, it's that, but it is a vital and fundamental part of City Skylines. That's the same with the districts. People frequently complain that watching me place districts is boring as hell. Can I edit them out? It is a part of City Skylines. It is a fundamental part of City Skylines. And it is just as important as laying roads, which is also something people complain about in my City Skylines series. Because watching me lay roads is boring or whatever. Again, very, very important part of City Skylines. Just as important as... you know, your districts or your bus lines or whatever. It all comes together. It all works together to make your city hopefully run a little bit better. That's the plan anyway. But there we go. There's a couple more bus lines just going around that area. I think what I'll do is I'll go ahead and actually add a stop there. Because what I want to try... actually, let's get rid of that stop. I want to find a good way to get a bus going up and down Franklin Square here. I just don't know what that would be currently. Because Franklin Square really is just a bunch of roads coming off of an avenue. So that's kind of tricky. Maybe Franklin Square can link back to here. Maybe that would be our best bet. So if we sort of have Franklin Square come down like this, that's actually not a bad spot there. Let's have it come in and go up like this. So it's gonna just sort of go up this district. We are gonna have it go up into... I don't know where exactly. Maybe up into there and then turn back so it can have a little bit of overlap with that particular bus line. Then we'll have it come down like this on the other side of that road. That'll be a good stop to have. I think this would be a really good stop to have as well. Then there. And then I want it to come back. And I want it to end there. So I think that'll be a really good bus line as well. The Franklin Square line. And I'll go through and name all of these lines eventually. Just because, you know, I don't think that's going to be exciting to watch on camera. Also very, very close to 75,000 people. Which makes me very happy indeed. Very, very happy indeed. Let's see. Oh, wow, that bus line is actually a bit of a nightmare there. Is anyone actually using it? A couple of people there. Fair enough. This bus line is as busy as... Actually, you know what? It's not... I mean, it's densely packed, but it's not as densely packed as I've seen. So I guess the buses are doing a pretty good job. The monorails are probably helping as well. But let me come over here for a minute. Because I actually want to try and do some stuff with this area. I realize having this here, probably not the best idea. So what I want to try and do, I think, is I want to start by getting this train line out of here. Because that train line's in a bit of an awkward spot anyway. This curve here is also going to go. So all of the buildings associated with that curve are gonna be getting out of here. We'll bring this around like that. So that lines up really nicely. We get some good zoning in there. What I'd then like to do is bring this across to at that point. And I want to see if it lines up with this road, because I'm gonna doubt that it does. I'm really gonna doubt that it does. So much so that I'm... How am I gonna line this up? Now that I look at it, I'm not really sure. Bulldoze you for a second. Does this just have a proper right angle? No. Alright, that's a bit of a pain. So that's gonna come out like this. And that's gonna be fine. What we'll do is bulldoze that bit. Bring this straight along. It does not line up at all, but that's okay. We'll keep this coming straight along. And then we'll line this bit up. So that's gonna go to there. And that's fine. Because what that does is it gives us this this avenue here that I'm just... Well, this road I'm turning into an avenue is now parallel with everything else that we got going on here. Which is good. It might, you know, it's going to look a little bit out there, but it is also going to be in line with everything we're doing. And honestly, having everything in line is going to make life so much easier in the long run. Keeping everything on a relative grid is, well, relatively handy. So, we'll do that. And there we go. That is a bit better than... Whoa, hello. Why is the zoning gone weird down there? I don't know that I'm happy about that. Yeah, that is peculiar. think that's where it was. Whoa, okay. Why is the zoning going weird on that road? Not a huge fan of that. Let's just bring this down to there and bring you out. That's gonna have to do, I think. I don't think there's a lot I can do about that. Can I upgrade that whole road? I actually can, and I'm going to. Because it's gonna be good to have an avenue sort of going through there. This can also... Oh, if only I could connect you up. That would be beautiful. Can that go through? I doubt it. Okay, does this line up? Oh, hello! Hello! We're in Megalopolis! Oh, we got the international airport. We got monuments, the last tile. All right, that actually came out of that came out of nowhere. Right, there we go. We got the final tile. Good. That gives us a lot to play with, and that makes me very, very happy indeed. Okay. Yeah, that actually really came out of nowhere. All right, fair enough. Can we go ahead then and let's see about, you know, getting a few connections around here to start turning this area into something a little bit more dense. So if that comes over, that can come straight down. That's going to cause issues with the zoning, isn't it? Yes, it is, but we'll not worry too much about that. Right. Okay. Well, we have this train line right here, and I'm realizing we're not doing a lot with it currently. Is that in a spot where we could... Well, we technically could connect it up there. Not that we'd necessarily want to, but we absolutely could. I don't know that I want to, like, have a train line there, is the thing. At least not on that main road. So what if we were to, like, do this sort of thing, and then connect to that? Would that give us a train line in a spot? Oh, we can connect directly to that. Yes, please. Okay, I think that's fairly central. It's not perfect, but it'll do the job. Then that can come across. That can go to there. And you know what we could even go ahead and do? We could bring this to that spot. And through like this. Something like that. Yeah. I like this. So that's going to pass through there really nicely. And we keep the train line. We get a regional connection to the city from this side, which is pretty cool. But what this also grants me the ability to do is potentially, and I'm not sure if this will work, but we're going to try it, is potentially do another little train line that goes from there all the way to, if I turn off the grid thing, it gives me a train line all the way like this. Although I kind of feel like I'd want to do it on this side, now that I look at it. So something that goes like that, right? Because what I can do is bring this over like that, bring it over like that, and hopefully I can connect this up. Because if I can connect this up, then man, we are gonna be in for a good time. Because I can connect this to the airport, and we can finally have a train line that runs to the airport. And I think that's pretty good news. So we'll do that sort of thing. Go directly to there. That doesn't look terrible. That can connect, hopefully, directly to... Oh, let's see. Is this actually going to work? I'm not certain, but we're going to find out. Let's get some road guidelines going. Where's the point? Is that the point? That's the point there. All right. You know what? That doesn't look terrible. That does not look terrible. So what we can do is bring this train line straight through. We can try and get it to run alongside the highway, perhaps. I'd like it on the inside of the highway, though. I don't know if that's going to be possible. But we can try. We can certainly try. Oh, is this actually going to work, though? Oh, no, because there's a fire station right there. Of course it's not going to work. Fire station's in the way. All right. So this is going to need to go to, like, that point. And we'll turn off grids. bring it straight to that point. And across to there. Alright. That looks alright. Let's turn on road guidelines and all that stuff, and let's bring a train line the whole way alongside... Actually, maybe not the whole way alongside the highway. Maybe we bring it along for a little bit, and then we bring it down underneath the highway, and then somehow we need to bring it back up the other side. I don't know how possible this is going to be, but we are going to, we're going to find out. So something like that. And then we just need a diagonal connection, but oh wow. Okay. No, that worked fine. Did not expect that to actually work there, but okay. That makes my life a lot easier. So let's see what we want to do here. We want this to curve around is the thing. I don't know how possible that's actually going to be though. Because it doesn't seem like it's going to be very possible at all, really. Maybe we just do a different curve here. Maybe the train line just sort of comes across like this. Something like that, perhaps. It's not the prettiest, but I think it's gonna have to do the job. All right, let's start bringing the train line down. Turn off grids, of course, so it'll run nice and straight. And maybe turn off road guidelines too. So can I get this to go under? Oh, I think I can. All right, I also want it to just... Oh, it can't run underground. Okay. I do want it to run underground, though. So to about that point. Because I'm pretty sure that's the only real way we're going to get this all to, work. I think. We'll see. Can I get a nice curve between those, though? That would be beautiful if we could get this to have a really nice curve. So you're going to come from there and like that. Oh, the boat line. Get rid of the boat line for a second. Come on, work with me, cities. Give me something beautiful. Give me something beautiful. Oh, what the heck's blocking it now? Why? Why would you do that? Every time, man. Every time. Bring that to there, then. Bring it forward. And like... Oh, come on. The boat line again? Really? Alright. Like that, and like that. There we go. Alright, so the boat line needs to be replaced. So the boat line is going to have to, like, swerve out a little bit. Which is probably fine. Like that. And, like, maybe it just goes out there. So maybe we bulldoze this. Actually, let's see. Let's sort of turn off... what have we got snapping here? Road guidelines possibly causing some issues. Oh, careful, careful, careful. Let's maybe bring that back a little bit. So something like that and like that. There we go. That's going to be an interesting bit of boat to be on. Because, you know, it's probably going to swerve all over the place. It's a boat, for God's sake. It's not going to be the most pleasant boat to be on. Right. So what I want to do is bring this across to about there and underground. It's going to be a little bit steep, but that's probably okay. Then I want this bit to come along, and I want it to merge at about that point. And that actually looks okay to me. This bit's going to come along to there, and I want it to merge at about that point. So yeah, they're all going to merge together into one line just because it makes my life a lot easier. And then what we'll do is give this a 10-10 curve, as we usually do. So curve it around like so. And we'll do the same again like so. Then just bring it straight across the island. And we'll try and get it to line up really nicely with the underground bit we have over here. Now, obviously, this isn't the most realistic way to do a train line, this whole thing being underground and all that, but I think it's going to be the best way to actually get this connection to the city, and it does go a nice way around, you know, it goes through this bit of the city. I really like how that looks. So yeah, despite this not being the most realistic, I'm quite a fan. So I'm excited to see how that goes. I do think we could also run an actual train line from here all the way out to, oh, did that actually, I didn't actually connect that. Whoops. My bad. My bad. Could I get those to connect, perhaps? Is that a thing I could do? So if I were to bring that from there to, there, I guess. Can I turn on road guidelines and get you guys to curve around to each other? Oh, hello. It actually looked like there was a connection to be made there. Yes, there is. Oh, that is beautiful. I love that that is a thing you can do in the base game. I really do. I love that so much because it's so nice. It really, really is so nice being able to do that in the base game. We'll bring that train line back and forth. Obviously not an ideal connection for, you know, getting into the city, but it is a train line nonetheless. It runs alongside this bit of highway, which I think is going to look really cool. So it runs along that bit of highway, then it's going to duck underneath, and it's going to come back up on this side of the highway, which I think is really cool as well. Then just back and forth, you know, through this bit of city, across alongside that bridge, down and along this road, then across the road, across another road and into the station. I think that is going to be really cool. I really do. I don't know if anyone's actually going to use the station. I can't imagine anyone's going to be keen to, oh, hold on. Did that have any passengers? 10? All right, 10 people are keen. I can get behind that. How are the buses doing? I haven't looked at that in a little while. Buses are back up to 1,000 people using them, which is good news. Traffic is still a bit of a nightmare in here. A lot of that is to do with the buses. There's actually a lot of buses in those roads. I don't think public transport changes have done much for the city at the moment. So what we'll do then to, I suppose, wrap things up for today's episode, I think what I might do is, well, here's right. So what I think I'll do between episodes, and not just between this episode and the next one, but just between episodes in general, is I think I'll start spending a little bit of time working on public transport, and if I crack anything major, you know, if I make any huge sweeping changes to public transport, what I'll do is I will dedicate some time in the appropriate episode to be like, hey, here's what I changed, here's what that did it, didn't it work, blah, blah, blah. Just so you're always in the loop when it comes to various public transport changes. I think that would be a, you know, particularly good idea. Let me also just do that sort of thing. Those roads are going to have problems with, you know, trains crossing them, but I think we'll be okay for the most part once I get some districts set up. But I do like the idea of, you know, basically keeping you in the loop without boring you to death with, you know, several episodes, one after the other, dedicated to nothing but setting up different bus lines, because a lot of it is going to be trial and error. Obviously, like I said, I'm not 100% certain of what is and isn't going to work. Every city in City Skylines is completely different. So it's all well and good me taking a concept from a previous city that I've done and trying to apply it to this one, but it might not work because this city is, like I said, different. It's not the same city. So a bit of trial and error, I think, is going to be really good. I think it's going to let me figure out what to do and what not to do with regards to public transport, which is something I personally really enjoy messing around with. And like I said, no, it's not for everybody. So I think it'll be the best of both worlds. You know, those that do care can be kept in the know. Those that don't have to suffer through it as much. And that's not to say I'm never going to manage public transport in another episode ever again. That sounded really, really condescending, I think is the word I'm looking for. That's not how that was meant to sound, but we'll go with it. The point I'm trying to make is that I don't want to do several episodes back to back dedicated to nothing but public transport, because I know that that isn't the most exciting thing in the world. And I know that you all watch City Skylines for like action-packed gameplay. Excuse me. I'm harboring hiccups at the moment, so you know, that's gonna happen. But yeah, I know everybody watches City Skylines Let's Plays on YouTube for nothing but the most action-packed gameplay. So yeah, we're gonna attempt to provide that. Anyway, I think what we'll do to wrap things up, as I was saying, is go ahead and just fill up this area with a little bit of zoning. We have some demand for offices / industry. We also have a bit of demand for commercial and residential. So what I think we'll do is go ahead and throw some offices into that spot, and these spots are on here. We'll get some offices along there as well and around all of the train tracks. And then I think what I'd like to do is a bit of commercial on this side, just taking up the space along the avenues as we usually do. And then all of that space in the middle is residential. We'll get some people living in there. We'll do some living in there as well, even though that's technically on an avenue. But we'll get some people living in there just to bring that population up a little bit. Just a teeny tiny little bit. And while we're waiting on that growing, I want to have a look at the airport, see how busy it's looking. Considerably. Definitely quite busy. A few people actually wanting to get on a train there. A few going for the regional trains, a few going for intercity trains. Quite a few people going for the monorail, but most people still opting for the bus. Which is really surprising since that airport bus takes you to exactly the same place that this monorail goes to. And there's no way the bus is quicker, and the monorail holds more people, so... yeah, that's a wee bit weird, is what we'll say. That is definitely a wee bit weird. Every airport I've been to where I've had to get public transport from it, it's always been the case that you get a train. You get a train or you call an Uber. And Uber is... I don't really classify Uber as public transport. It's owned by a private company. It's done through an app. It's not really... it's a taxi, basically. It's a glorified taxi is what Uber is. So... yeah, public transport, it certainly kind of isn't. What we'll do, though, is go ahead and put a couple of taxi stands in there. And I guess if I could put a path in there, I would. But what we'll do, just to make it look nice, big old tree. Just a big old tree right there in the middle of those taxi stands. Which I think really bring the area together, personally. I think it looks pretty darn good indeed. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen... I think we're going to leave it there for today. Population closing in on 80,000 people. We got some trains running back and forth across parts of the city. We've got a bit more public transport going. Well, technically we have less because I don't think we have as many bus lines as we once did. But I think the bus lines we do have are a bit more efficient. So what we'll do is we'll get some bus lines up and running around all of the new districts. We'll get some bus lines going down this way. We'll fill up this area as well. And we are getting very, very close to the point where I would want to start working on some suburbs. I think suburbs out this way could be really nice because this is, to me, this is, you know, quite far from the city. It is quite far from the city. This area up here could probably have some suburbs. I don't know what this will be. This could be another part of the city. I don't know. I kind of like the idea of extending the city around this lake as well. I think that could look really interesting, having this giant lake in the middle of the city. Because that would mean that Holly Park would become much more central, which it could be a bit weird, but I like the idea. And then up here could be suburbs as well. I think that could look really interesting. I definitely like the idea of suburbs over here, though. And of course, this is all dealing with 9 tiles. Eventually, we might go ahead and get the 81 tiles mod. But to be fair, most of the land surrounding this area, I mean, most of the land is flat outside of the tiles that we currently have. Then it's towards the edge of the map that we see some hills. So we would still be dealing with just a lot of flat land. So I guess I'll leave it up to you lot with regards to the 81 tiles mod. I'm not really sure what to do in that regard. Either way, ladies and gentlemen, thank you kindly for watching. This has been City Skylines Mass Transit Part 17. All of last week, there was like 1 video per day except for Monday. Today, there is another video coming up at 6 p.m. BST, so that's going to be in about an hour. Well, actually, 2 hours after this video was posted, there'll be another video on the channel. I encourage you to check it out. It's going to be on a game I've been eyeing up for a little while. Well, actually, it might be. It might be GTA RP. I haven't decided yet. Because now that I think about it, the game I'm talking about, I don't know if I can post it just yet. So we'll see. If it's GTA RP, then look forward to a video on a game I can't currently talk about coming in a day or two. It's 3 a.m., man, alright? I'm recording this video at 3 a.m. Deal with it. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. It's been an absolute pleasure, as always. And I'll see you next time. Oh, bye-bye!